being able to come together in a really solidified way, because this is like hand plasters together. So there's no it's like being cemented together. Like there's no detaching. It's like once you come together, there's no parting. It could have been like that from the beginning. Like there was such a strong emotional connection that you both just kind of knew, like once you got together, that was it. Like you were never gonna part after that, and that could have been really scary at first and cause like one or both. Hi there. So we have all the cards already laid out on the bottom of the deck. The moon. So you could be going through a very confusing situation. It's like you're stepping into new territory. We have the number 2 here, so that may be relevant. Like 2 days, 2 months, the second of the month, the second of the upcoming month, which is whenever you're seeing this. But at the time I'm recording, December. Anyways, so you're stepping into like this new territory, leveling up, going through this new space. It's like this staircase here. So you're kind of following your emotions. Um, you're following the path that's being like illuminated to you, even though you can't really see everything. Like with the moon, there's a lot of like illusions around you. So you're kind of fighting through the illusions to allow yourself to be guided and receive the messages, and trying to decipher things and not fully understanding everything, but like putting one foot in front of the other. You could be navigating a lot of emotions or trying to stay elevated. I'm hearing like if you allow yourself to get caught up and swept up in the emotions, then you'll kind of like fall beneath the surface, and it's too hard to like get back up to where you can breathe. So it's like you're having to almost put your emotions at bay, or like put your emotions to the side in order to continue to move forward in this like divinely led, or to go into this like unknown direction, to elevate yourself in some way. And we have earth signs underneath. So I'm hearing like there could be an earth sign that wants to reach out to you and like offer you some sort of support. um, you could be an earth sign, like just now learning how to reach out and ask others for help. There's something to where you're kind of stepping out of like your comfort zone and learning how to put yourself out there. Or another person could be in that energy of like stepping out of their comfort zone and learning how to put themselves out there to come towards you. And you're kind of like following your intuitive path here, being led by spirit. And so it's like you can kind of meet in the middle, or like meet at the right place at the right time to be able to like reach out and connect or come together. So for you, it's like you're on this very instrumental path. Like when Jesus was walking on water, you feel like you're on this like supernatural, like you're moving in a way that you would have never before, because it would have seemed like unsafe to do such. But you're being given this supernatural strength or this supernatural power to like rise above the situation or be like light as a feather. It's not that like you're being delusional or just like ignoring your emotions, but it's like understanding that you can't really go there or access the full depth of what you're going through until you're in a space that's more safe, where you're able to then like ground yourself and connect with others who there, yeah, there's some sort of like third party that could be instrumental in helping get you into like a more safe and grounded space, to where then it's safe to open up and be vulnerable and express everything you've been going through and like holding back. And um yeah, but it's like you have to get into this new space first. So it's like you're letting your intuition and your emotions kind of like lead you in the direction that feels right at this time, without getting like too caught up and swept up in what's going on and what you're going through. So you could have went through some very difficult things. It's like you're having to move very strategically at this time. It's like having to be really strategic and resistant to like the wrong things, and following your intuition to get to what feels right for you and like what makes sense before you feel safe to like open up and like release all of these emotions and like what you've been going through. So it's like you're kind of like playing this game with spirit. It's like when you get the signs, then you can like move accordingly. And until you get like the right signs, you're kind of being resistant. Um, it's like moving however spirit's calling you to move, even when it doesn't make sense. It's like you're strategically setting yourself up to be at the right place at the right time in some way. So it goes against like everything that you know, but you're like merging your reality with something new. And so it's kind of like a process where you're stepping into something totally new and different. It's like elevating. It's like you're on this path or in this tunnel and you can't see um, what's around you right now. Right now, you're still in this phase, right? But you're going to continue to go through this tunnel, and eventually you'll start to see things make sense and like light at the end of the tunnel. You just can't see everything that's all around you, but once you get there, or once you get kind of like further along in your journey, it will make sense. So you're just in the like upside down phase where everything is like backwards and confusing and it doesn't make sense, and so you can't sit there and kind of dwell in that and try and like overthink things and understand things. It's like you have to put one foot in front of the other and continue to move forward and trust that you're moving towards some sort of security or like a new foundation, or there's going to be like someone on the other side to like match your energy. So two cards with this like mirroring energy. So someone else, I'm really getting that it's like you're being called to do all this stuff like in the dark so you can be in the right place at the right time to receive something or someone, um some sort of like reawakening or reconciliation energy where you're being like divinely led to come together and see each other in a way no one else does, but also be able to work together for like a mutual cause for spirit, to like heal whatever sort of imbalance there was in the past. It's like this karmic justice, karmic balance. So it's our bottom of the deck energy. So really cool. Um, we also have this standing your ground on the bottom of the deck of one of our oracle cards. So you're definitely like being tested along this journey. So yeah, there's the message where it's like kind of resisting the things that don't feel right, even if it's kind of scary not to have a backup plan, in order to be, again, like in the right place at the right time to be able to receive what spirit has in mind for you or what you've been working towards. You could have been like making a lot of sacrifices um, to get to this point, and just like really listening to the guidance of spirit. The time is now to see yourself as your spiritual team sees you. They ask that you remove all limiting thoughts and open yourself up to them. So you've been doing that. You've been very like blindly obedient. Um, you've been really trying to open your heart and receive the right like messages. So you would really like to call in partners that are a part of your soul family. So it was kind of like, okay, Spirit, I'm ready for my soul people, so I will do kind of whatever it takes, even when it, again, it doesn't make sense, like on paper. It's like doing things in a way that's new and different in order to have something new and different. Like moving into this new space, you're going to have to operate like in a different way than what you're used to in your like soulmate, higher level, more spiritual relationships. It requires like a different level of you or a different version of you. So this so far you've been kind of like really showing Spirit that you're ready to receive something new and something that's on a more like higher level spiritual caliber, if you will. um it's like, yeah, you're ready to move in the ways that you're required to in order to have something like this in your life. And we have this reflection pond card. So this is more of the mirroring energy we were getting. Um, so there definitely could be like a twin flame energy where you're being like divinely led to come together in the right moment. You'll see each other in a way that others don't. So you're able to like access certain parts of each other and each other's emotions, kind of understand each other and just work together in a way that makes sense. It's like fitting together and flowing together really nicely to where you don't feel like you have to do everything all on your own anymore. You don't feel so overwhelmed. So we also have this card saying the answers cannot be known at this time. So that's exactly like what you've been going through. Um, you're in the middle of making some really big choices, and it's like you don't really know what's best, so you're doing whatever Spirit's guiding you to do and trusting that it's going to lead you in the right space. So it takes a lot of like spiritual strength to be able to move, to make moves without fully knowing what's coming or where you're going or how things are going to work out. Yeah, you're exercising a huge amount of faith at this time. Whoever's viewing this today, you could be like light workers or you're on some sort of like unique spiritual path here. And um, it's like how you react and move through this time um, will speak more than any actions that you could take like upon yourself to like fix things or to make things make sense more. So it's like you'll be rewarded for having that trust and that faith, is what I'm hearing. This is definitely like a very spiritual connection. Um, the viewer is showing up is the Seven of Fire. So you could be exercising a lot of boundaries at this time. You kind of have your guard up, or like you're hesitant to let just anyone in or just anyone to have access to you. You're really protecting your peace and your energy at this time. You don't have intentions to be like hurtful or mean to others. It's just you only want like people that have like the most pure intentions to come towards you at this time. It's like you don't have time to like mess around and play games with people who are going to not get it or like not see you on your spiritual path and try and like deter you or put fear into you. They think, you know, some people may believe that it's like advice or that they're looking out for you, but they're actually kind of like hindering you or like creating stumbling blocks on your spiritual path or making it hard for you to move in the ways that you are being called. So it's like you're really hesitant to like connect with anyone or let just anyone in. You may be like only sharing what's going on in your life with like your inner circle. It's like you need people to prove that it's like a spiritually safe connection before you'll let them in. Like the yeah, that it's like sent from spirit as a part of your journey and not just like yeah, whoever thinking that they're being like helpful. You could have dealt with like a lot of people casting like negative judgments on you in the past or just like maybe making stuff up about you. So you're kind of like overly defensive or overly protective. Like when people come towards you, you want to know like what their intentions are with wanting to connect with you. Like, are they just trying to get something out of you or are they like not being fully upfront and transparent with you? Like you just kind of been through a lot of stuff. So you're hesitant to let just anyone in. The other person, they're showing up as the page of fire. So I feel as though this person is waking up spiritually. Like they're realizing how much power they have. Um, with this typewriter, the first thing I thought of is like typing up a letter or like typing like a message to send you on social media. At the time that I'm recording this, it's Thanksgiving here in America. So a lot of people like reach out and connect to others on Thanksgiving, or it's just whatever time you're seeing this, they may have something kind of like ignited within them, or feel as though they should reach out. It's like they're realizing that they have like the power to create something. Like they feel like with all of this here, like whatever happened in the past in this connection, especially if it's like a twin flame thing where you were like separated at one time. If you've never met this person before and you're like just now like coming into contact with them or you're about to meet them, this could just be from like how they've handled past relationships. Like they feel like they have like blood on their hands, or like they understand like the effect that their actions have had on others. So if you've connected with this person previously, it's like they understand the effects that their actions had and how much they like directly influenced something, or just but then they also understand like because they've had the power to influence things so negatively or so hurtful in the past, they can also turn that and use it for good. And so there's some sort of spark that's like, yeah, they're going through some sort of spiritual awakening to where it's like they want to like help others, kind of protect others emotionally. They want to express themselves in a way that like ignites creativity or like inspires others rather than hurts others. Like they want to use their power that they have for good. Um, so this could be like a very influential person. They could have been like a player, a heartbreaker. Um, they could have ghosted you in the past or been someone who kind of like ghosted others, or just there's something right now in this time for them where they're really waking up and realizing how much they affect others, like how much impact their actions has towards others emotionally. Like they're just realizing like whenever you're really emotionally connected to someone and you hurt them, you could literally be like affecting their health. Like your words matter. So we have fire and earth signs here. So very interesting. Like they're going through like a spiritual awakening. They could be trying to figure out a way to express themselves, but they've had like a lot of drafts. Like I'm seeing in my head like someone at the typewriter, and then like they're throwing everything away that's coming out because they're just like nothing's good enough. Like they want to have like the right impact, or they want to find a way to truly express themselves, to where it like genuinely reflects the amount of care that they have for others. Because they before they were very ignorant or unaware of like how much their words and actions affected the people they cared about. So now they're like so intentional to the point where they may have like anxiety about getting it just right or getting it perfect, or If they have hurt you in the past, it's like they don't want to do that anymore, or like again, they're just a lot more aware of like your sensitivity. So that could be, like if you've had a lot of people just like hurt you or treat you unfairly, like they could feel really, really bad if they were one of these people. Um, but yeah, if you don't know this person and you haven't connected before, they see how like guarded and defensive you are, and they don't want to be someone to ever like hurt you in that same way, or they feel so guilty because they know they have hurt others like that in the past, and they would never want to like re-trigger you, re-traumatize you in that same way. It's like they want to handle you with care. They're very aware of like the mark that they've left or that they could leave. They see you as someone who's very sensitive and fragile. It's like you're really defensive and guarded. It's hard to get close to you, but it's for good reason. They can understand that. Yes. So something could have definitely happened in the past. If not, this person used to be like more reckless. They used to be more self focused. They were focused on like, they maybe weren't like greedy and deceiving, but they were maybe just like focus on their self. Like they were like, okay, I need to focus on my work, build up my savings. Like they were just literally, they had like tunnel vision for like what they needed to do for themselves to take care of themselves, to feel secure. That's how they were in the past, like just very selfish. And now they're having that realization of how selfish that was, and they want to be the one to like take the initiative to balance things out. Like they feel a personal responsibility to um not necessarily take on others' burdens, but to like help other people because they feel they were so self-focused and selfish in the past. So now they're in this like emotional space where they're able to actually come in and like give back to others and help others. So that's very fulfilling for them. But they also could feel like a personal responsibility to balance things out. We have a lot of air signs here, Aquarius and Libra. The number 7 as well. Also, the number 7 is showing up in the viewer's energy with fire energy, Leo. I'm seeing the number 2. Again, the number 11's here. So, um, they could feel it's like they completely understand why you're so guarded and why you feel the way that you do. So again, whether you've connected in the past or not, like say you've never connected in the past, they just see you. They see what you've been through. They see how you've been treated. They totally understand. They feel like they treated other people like that in the past, so they can totally understand and like relate to it or something. Or maybe they were treated like that in the past, and that's why they became the way that they were or something, and so they have this like really clear understanding, like they can really see you, and so they don't blame you, and so they feel like it's going to have to be them to come in and balance it. They feel like a personal responsibility to take on some of your burdens in order to help you create a balance or like start to trust others again. So they could feel like a personal responsibility for your like distrust of others. So even if they didn't hurt you in the past, it's like just the fact that they know they've hurt other people in the same way. They feel like personally responsible for some sort of wounds that you have that make you not want, like hesitant to let other people in. They could feel like you're a very isolated person or you isolate away from others, and they feel kind of guilty about that, or they feel like they've done that to others in the past. But if you have connected in the past, like they are blaming themselves for a lot of this, or like taking a lot of this on themselves and feeling like they have this personal responsibility to come in now and like take some of the weight that you're carrying and like make it easier for you. Um it's like they just totally understand what you're going through at a distance without you even having to explain or having to fully connect. Really interesting. So in the past, there could have been like a third party, or they could have chose someone else. even though they were very passionate about you, but they want to like break out of this energy or find a way to heal this energy. We have the fire, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You definitely ignite like a spark within them, or you could have been a huge catalyst to like igniting this intuition, this like how they're kind of waking up on their spiritual journey. Like meeting you, connecting with you could have been a huge catalyst to this. So it's like they can't let you go or forget about you. They could like want to offer you some sort of gift here. So we have the handout. So it's like they want to give something to you. I'm seeing like roses in my head, like red roses, or like smoking together. Yeah, something where you can like relax and kind of get into a deeper state of mind to be able to like talk about things. So I feel as though they want to like offer you something, make some sort of offer to you, reach out, reconnect. They're very attracted to you. You definitely like really light them up. They have a lot of passion for you. Like if they tried to connect with other people, it's like they could only think about you and what you had to offer, or like offering you something. And so it was like not working for them. Other people just don't excite them and get them quite as passionate. And so it like wasn't working for them to try to reach out and connect with others to distract themselves. They definitely could not just like distract themselves from you. And with you, we have the Strength card. So more Leo energy. So you could be a Leo for sure. Or like your person could be a Leo with the mirroring, or you could just have like strong fire energy within you. With your energy towards them, I feel like you're this lion here. You've kind of established a healthy set of boundaries here, or in their mind, from their perspective, you're like turned away from the situation and no longer interested in them. Like you are focused on yourself, your boundaries. Like they are seeing you as like this fierce person who like whatever happened in the past, instead of being weak and like rolling over and letting them take advantage of you, you set a really firm boundary. You protected your heart and you like turned away from them, closed off from them, and cut off access to them. And you're just very protective. And so something about the way you handled them was like instrumental in them waking up to this realization of the true impact that they have on others. But at this time, with this hand here, it's like now they're more aware of the way that they impact others when communicating with them. And so they've taken a lot of time to process that and think through like the best way to communicate or what exactly they should say or do. And so with this hand, now they want to reach out and connect. So they could be just when they think that you're completely turned from them and uninterested, they're going to like reach out and tap you on the shoulder energetically. So like they could send you a letter or like write you on social media, text you, show up at your house if that's something that you guys did, if that was like a part of your connection, or just like I'm also seeing that you may just like be in the same place at the same time, the right place at the right time. Like you could run into them in this really unexpected place, and then you could immediately get like scared or caught off guard and kind of just like turn away from them because you don't know how to react. And then from their perspective, they're like, oh, they're just protecting themselves. And they're going to like come up and like tap you on the shoulder or like try and in like a very light and gentle way, try to like get your attention or initiate conversation or initiate. I said initiate conversation or see if they can like get you to pay attention to them, turn to them, open up to them, see how you respond. We have the number 8 here. This kind of like an infinity. Like they feel as though if they reach out to connect with you in a really genuine way to like appeal to you emotionally, they could turn things back around or get you to be like open to them, vulnerable to them, willing to let your guard down to them again. Yeah, I'm really seeing this scenario of like you're going to be in the right place at the right time, and it may catch you off guard and scare you, but then they are the ones to like come forward and reach out and communicate and connect in some way. So, very specific. That's not going to be for everyone, but for some people, it may just be like you happen to be like in, like, once they do reach out and message you, it will be like the most unexpected time, or you'll be doing something like very specific to where it will be like, wow, what are the odds they messaged me like right now? Like, you're going to feel like you're in the right place at the right time, or there's something very like in sync about it to where it will like strengthen your faith or just be something, some sort of like sign to show you that it's safe to like be open, to let your guard down, to show you that like spirit's in it, spirit's working in it, so you can trust the situation, open your heart to them again, like be open to what they have to say, because maybe you wouldn't be otherwise or something. So it's like spirits working in the situation to like make sure that you're both in the perfectly right place at the right time to like reconnect things in a way that will both validate the both of you and confirm to you that there's something like more significant here for your spiritual journey. So in the past we have this 3 of fire and the 10 of air. So what I'm getting from this is like it was a false ending. Things ended, but like intuitively, you or the other person could have felt like it wasn't truly over or like it was going to come back around again. One of you in the connection could have ran away from the other. This could have been the other person, or it could have been you. Like someone got scared and ran. There could have been like a third party. Someone ran towards like a third party or someone else, but it was a false ending. Self-sabotage is like not meant to be the end. So there, yeah, there was something here like where when you connected, it was like, wow, there's something really unique about this and really different about this. And then, yeah, you could have just kind of felt like it was going to come back around again, and then it like never did. So you started to kind of like question yourself or become like very hardened or turned off, or thought that you were like wrong, um, about the connection or something, but it still maybe didn't feel like finalized or over. So there was something really confusing about it. But the even though it didn't feel like it was quite over, it's like the other person still seemed to be running away, or it just didn't feel like safe to like come back together and heal. So you felt like you should run away. Um, you could have both been running away like in different times. So it was just like a lot of false starts and then like false endings of, and then thinking that you were going to come back together and then it like not happening. So it was very confusing kind of cycle in the past of like maybe reconnecting and then like one or the other, like maybe the first time they ran away and then you thought you would maybe reconnect and then you rejected them and ran away, and then the next time you tried to reach out they rejected you, or like it was just kind of like this, could have been like an ego thing too, where like they were just having a hard time like seeing their contribution to the situation or how they were hurting you. And so they've had to go through this like spiritual awakening to realize like at a certain point they have to put their ego aside and just be vulnerable and understand like how much they've affected you, and that they're going to have to like course correct. That's going to take some healing here, and it may be like some uncomfortable conversations, but it's like they've contributed to this just as much, and they're going to have to put just as much effort into like fixing it, balancing it out, getting you to be open to them, getting you to be open to communicating with them again. It's like they understand there's like a hurdle they're going to have to cross. So we have the 3 of water, Mercury and Cancer. I just got like friends from this. Like whenever you get together to connect with your friends, that's when you could see this person. Um, yeah, it could be like through a group of friends, or I'm hearing like Friendsgiving or just like getting together with like mutual people that you both know and being like in the right place at the right time to be able to come together and connect. So yeah, there could be a third party of like your friends could be instrumental in like bringing you together in some way. So it's like you're not going to see like what's going on until you get there. And like this person's also there and it's like yeah, being in the right place at the right time or something. In the future energy, we have the King of Water, so water and fire signs, and it's like what I'm seeing from this is like coming together. It's like holding hands, being able to embrace each other, to connect on an emotional level, being able to let your guard down, let your heart be like open to the other person, reigniting the spark, and realizing there's like a whole forest fire. It's not just a little spark. Being able to come together in a really solidified way, because this is like hand plasters together. So there's no, it's like being cemented together. Like there's no detaching. It's like once you come together, there's no partying. It could have been like that from the beginning. Like there was such a strong emotional connection that you both just kind of knew like once you got together, that was it. Like you were never going to part after that. And that could have been really scary at first and cause like one or both of you to get kind of like triggered and react like in a karmic way. But there's definitely a potential to like connect and never part. Like one of those, I'm getting this really one of like specific image of my head of like those very those relationships where it's like in a movie and they're like narrating their parents' relationship and they're like, oh, after their first date, they never spent a night apart or something, like those types of connections that people look at and are like, oh wow, like how are they so close or how are they so connected, or like they never spend time away from each other and people think it's weird. But there's this like coming back home to each other after going through this really difficult struggle. Especially the viewer could have felt isolated for a long time in your life, or like you had to protect yourself and defend yourself. So it's like once you come together with someone that feels like an extension of you or an extension of your soul, or like a divinely led connection that spirit brought you to like help heal, um, yeah, you're not going to want to be away from that, or like you're going to fully embrace that no matter what comes with it. We have this like rushing water all behind it. So it's like no matter what force comes, no matter what you go through or what sort of outside pressure comes, there's no moving this. There's no breaking this up. There's no putting this out. This is like, again, it's like an extension of your soul, or it's like a part of you. So yeah, you could have really, really deeply connected with this person when you initially met them. So really cool, really beautiful um, energy here. So yeah, this was all of our. I already read like all of the bottom of the deck energies for you. This is completely fitting to what came up here in the reading. We have crush. So this person could have had a crush on you from the time that you were little kids. You could have had a crush on them from the time you were young. Um, Either ways, like if they had a crush on you, you maybe had no idea. Like this person could have been attracted to you or drawn towards you for a lot longer than you realized, but you were seemed like out of touch or like out of this world, or they just felt like they didn't have access to you for a long time. Yeah, or it's like it could be like a crush type of thing where like the feelings are still there, like you make each other really nervous, like a first love or a first crush. And we have the destroyed, shattered, in the reverse. So there's definitely a potential to come together and heal things. It hasn't been totally destroyed, it hasn't been all broken apart and like, it just like shot to shambles, if you will, to where it's not repairable. There's a chance to come together and heal things and create like a stronger foundation. Serendipity, fate. The stars are aligned as everything comes together in perfect timing. The signs you are receiving are accurate in telling you to move forward. Expect positive and fruitious outcomes with relationships and careers. So, the signs you are receiving are accurate in telling you to move forward. You're definitely moving into a fated, serendipitous, once in a lifetime type of connection situation that's really going to strengthen your faith and, yeah, just your overall connection to yourself and your spiritual journey and this other person. So there's a situation that you're refusing to see clearly. Living in denial can create false scenarios to see things that are not accurate. Have the courage and discernment to dig deep into the truth of the situation. So you could be like telling yourself a lot of worst case scenario, kind of having like a negative mindset, like very overly defensive here. And so Spirit is saying like you may want to work on like your perspective in the situation. That way you can meet this other person in the middle, because it's like they can really only do so much to like balance things out. It's like you have to be willing to meet them on the other side and also take the initiative to want to put in the work. So yeah, that's gonna be like your part in the healing, the connection, and coming together, if you will. I do offer personal readings in my Etsy store, but thank you so much. If you watched this far, I really appreciate it. There will be an extended linked in the description box where we're taking a deeper look into the other person and getting some messages from them. But thank you again, and I hope you have a great day.